plans and we step back and we become like the people of Israel and say, instead of, God, I can't wait to see what you're going to do, we kind of say, God, have you forgotten us? And folks, it's time that you and I grabbed hold of the watchman on the wall, and by faith we just said, God, I don't know what you want to do, but I sure want to be a part of it. God, I don't know how you want to move in lives, and I don't know how you want to change lives, and I don't know what you want to do. But Father, you've led us to this place this Easter, and we have this opportunity to be a part of God, of you working in lives. And God, I want to see you do it. And God, I want to pray that you do it. And instead of complaining to God, we just go to God, and by faith we say, God, I don't know how you could use me, but would you? God, I don't know if you're going to use me in a mighty way, but could you use me? God, I don't know how many people you want to see come to know Christ, but I sure would love to see a whole harvest. God, move in us. You see, too often the people, the Israelites, they forgot who God was. They forgot what God said about himself, and they forgot what God did. Too often the Israelites had forgotten that God had parted the Red Sea for them. Too often the Israelites had forgotten that God had put plagues on the Egyptians so that they could be free men. Too often they had forgotten God moves and God does specific and significant works far beyond what we know and how we can do it. And God understood that. In verse 28 he says this, do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary, and he increases the power of the weak. And God looked at the Israelites and he said, you've got it all wrong. Here you are complaining to me, saying I have forgotten your way, for saying that I have forgotten about you, saying I've forgotten about you as my child. And don't you understand that I'm God? That I am the everlasting God? That I am the one that created the earth. Every single part of it. No stone was there that I did not create. No tree was there that I did not create. No person was there that I did not create. And then God looks at the Israelites and he says, I will not grow tired or weary. I will not grow tired or weary. You know, that's a fascinating passage there when God says that to the Israelites. Because the Israelites had turned from God so many times. God had done something fabulous and incredible, and at the next moment the Israelites were off worshiping at the Asherah poles. God had done something so supernatural, and at the next moment he was having to look at the Israelites and saying, why are you trying to fill an old vase that's cracked and has holes in it with water? Why are you trying to fill it with water when I give wells of water that spring up for eternal life? And God looks at us today and he says, don't you realize I don't grow tired or weary? You may look out and you may not have seen me moving in mighty ways, but I haven't grown tired or weary, that I haven't grown tired or weary of you either. And then God looks at him and says, and his understanding no one can fathom. Well, folks, most of us come to the place where we recognize that. That what God does and how he does it is far beyond us. Is far beyond our knowledge and far beyond our understanding and far beyond everything that we can grab hold of. That God is God and he is incredible. There's a story by a guy named Joshua Harris. He says this, I knew a girl who used to think the stars were tiny specks of light just over her head. So I'm not kidding. And she wasn't in grade school when she believed this. She was in college. She was at university. She was really sweet and kind. He goes on and tells her hair color, but I won't say that. Who spoke almost perfect Spanish. She was intelligent in many ways. But one day in a conversation, she mentioned that she had just learned that stars in the night sky were actually really far away. And I asked her what she meant. She said, you know, they're not just right up there, barely in the sky. They're not just tiny dots. They're really far away. He said, I was incredulous. What did you think they were before? I asked. Well, I thought they were, you know, just barely up right above us. What an incredible picture of someone who had missed such a great, awesome picture of stars in the sky. They thought they were just tiny dots of light that everybody just saw. You know, almost like when you close your eyes real hard and you open them up and you see those tiny dots of light. It seems like so foolish how anybody could ever think of something like that. Yet, folks, sometimes we think of God like that. We look at God and we say, God, have you forgotten about us? And we complain. And God looks up and says, I haven't forgotten about you. I created the universe from one side to the other. I know the stars in the sky by name, and I know the very hairs on your head. I know you personally. I knew you before you were even born. I knew you in your mother's womb. I know you so personally, and you are precious in my sight. And the Israelites were like that. They'd forgotten who God was. They'd complained to God. And they'd cried out to God and said, God, why can't you do what you say you're going to do? But the incredible thing is, folks, is that God knows us. He knows us deep down to the core of our being, and He knows what our weaknesses are, and He knows what our strengths are. He knows how to use us, and He knows what is best for us. And He looks at the people of Israel and He said, you know what? Everyone grows weary. He said, even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. I know when you're struggling. I know when you're having difficulty. I know when you don't feel like you could go on, and I know when you are weary, and I know when you feel like quitting. And God says, even the youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But there's hope. There's hope. Because God doesn't just stop there when He says, even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But the NIV says, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. There's hope. Hope, the actual meaning for the word hope is a term that means to wait with expectation, to wait until God does it, to wait until we know that God is going to move and God is going to do what He says He's going to do, to wait and to look eagerly for, to know and with anticipation that it's going to happen, to know that it is going to come about. You almost get the picture of a child when it gets close to Christmas. And they've experienced a Christmas before, and they know that Christmas is on December 25th. And I can remember as a young boy, I was out playing in my front garden with some of my friends, and we were talking about Christmas, and it was just in a few days, and we'd been let out of school, and we were excited about it. If I remember right, there was misting snow, and we were thinking, oh, we could have a white Christmas. We never did have a white Christmas, but I thought that was exciting that we'd have a white Christmas. And we started talking about it, and one guy said, I can't wait till Christmas Eve. Yeah, I can't wait till Christmas Eve either. I'm looking so forward to Christmas Eve. And they said, what's today? And we started thinking through it, and he said, it's Christmas Eve's Eve. Because we were waiting eagerly. We knew it was coming. We knew to expect it. Folks, are you waiting eagerly on what God is going to do? Do you know to expect it? The truth is, in Isaiah chapter 40, here's how it says in the RSV version, but those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Folks, over the last few weeks, I've been teaching you